it. And oh, hang on, take this out. Every time I do that. Okay, so we're on, yeah. So we're going to do character creation today. So those of you that were here last week, we did anatomy. I'll just really quickly, we did the advanced skeleton, which is drawing the skull, the jaw, the rib cage, the pelvis, arms and legs. So instead of drawing a stick figure like this, we're drawing them like that now. And that is how we can then pose things. So if I wanted to do this guy curled up in a ball, I could draw, that's the sort of the face there, the jawbone, the back is curled around, his rib cage is sort of there, pelvis, arms, legs up like that, and the arms could be sort of up like this kind of thing. So I'm using that skeleton to pose other things. If I want to do flying kind of thing, again, side on, make sure that's in the screen. Body out this way, rib cage, pelvis, arms are going to be forward, and legs are going to be back, like that. Oops. So using that skeleton to pose. Misha, you got a question? I'll get some more paper out. You got a question? No.
Do we draw this stuff?
Not that, I was just showing you. We will be drawing the next stuff though. So using the those skeletons and keeping that in mind, we're going to try and design some characters. Now, if you think about cartoon characters or chibi characters, here's a few things here. They've got shorter bodies. So his head and his body are roughly the same size. So you'd say that he is 2 heads high. It's 1 head, that's 2 heads. A human figure is about 8 heads high if they got the right proportions. Whereas this is something really, really tiny. The body is about half of the head, so it's 1.5 heads high. So that's something to think about when you're designing characters. So going back to those skeletons, those stick figures, advanced stick figures, that's a head. So you want to measure that. Go 1, 2, 3. So if we're going to draw like a small character or a child or something, could be roughly 3 heads tall. So I'm just doing this really rough. You can copy this if you want us to make notes. So I'm just getting the portions in like that. So the rib cage is in there, the pelvis. I've made it all one, the rib cage and the pelvis in that one. But if we mess around with those proportions, and I'll draw the same size head, so get it roughly the same size. See how I drew the lines across? Just sort of get that circle roughly the same. And head. So that head, those 2 heads should be roughly the same size. They're not exactly. So we're doing the head the same size, but at this time, if we do the body smaller, so this was 1, 2, 3 heads high. What if we did 1, 2 heads high? And then we can put in the same, the rib cage, the pelvis, the legs. So this guy, he's got the same sized head, but his body is smaller. So it's just messing around with the proportions of this stick figure. Now we could take that even further and do, you could do a really big head, but I'll try and do it roughly the same size. Really big head and a small body. This time I just draw a circle, little legs. So like that's all the same size head, but different size bodies. You could even move things around. What if you did a small head? Instead of doing the small jaw, what if you did a big jaw? Like this. So the eyes would be like this. Normally the eyes are roughly halfway, and the nose and the mouth like that. But what if we move the mouth up, maybe even the nose up, then this character has a big chin. It could be a beard, or it could just be a big chin. It could be like a bulldog kind of thing and have his teeth at the top. But if I just do it over here, I'm going to warp these proportions again. If I make the rib cage big, and if I make the hips or the pelvis small, and then the legs small, but the arms big all the way down to the ground, it's starting to look a bit like a gorilla. So you could do the gorilla's head sort of that shaped, and the jaw like that. So that's what I want to teach you, the guys, the basics of shapes and learning anatomy like that, so you can change it to draw whatever kind of characters you want. So it's because it's all using that same, except for this one with a little round body, it's all using the same skeleton, that same advanced stick figure. So that's the important thing, the advanced stick figure. If you can learn that, you can pretty much draw anything. You can draw animals. Even if I wanted to draw, say, a dog, I'd draw make sure that's in the page so you can see it. There's the head, there's the nose, there's the spine and the tail. This tail's part of the spine. Draw in the rib cage, draw in the pelvis. Then we've got arm in there and the leg standing up on the toes there. So it's using that simple skeleton, stick figure, I should say, advanced stick figure, that could quite easily become a horse or a cow or something like that. Alternatively, you could draw with shapes. So instead of drawing the skeleton or the advanced stick figure for this dog, looks like a little yappy dog. So when you thicken him out, it's probably going to be like this. You can't see that. You could just use shapes. So I could draw the body as sort of a bean shape. Thicken out the neck. Put that sort of nose shape in there. Sort of a lemon wedge for the tail. And get the feet in there too. Like that. So it's a couple of different ways you can do it. There's shapes, there's skeletons. Skeletons are going to help you get anatomy correct, where shapes are more cartoony. So if you want to do cartoony stuff that don't really have a skeleton to them, so they have stretchy bodies, then you want to do shapes. But if you want more realistic things, well, I draw a lot of cartoony stuff and I still draw with skeletons. Skeletons are the way to go. So that's the basics of skeletons. Now let's get down to some character design. Just try to zoom my camera out a little, move my camera out a bit. There we go. So has everyone got that? Can I get rid of this drawing? Yeah. I mean, you didn't have to draw everything there, just as long as you got something to remind you of how we're going to go about this. So if we're going to draw, for example, let's draw something very simple in the chibi style. So we'll draw a big round head. And we want this character to be roughly, we won't do 2 heads high, we'll do like 1.5. So what I did then was I measured the head with my finger and thumb, and then brought it down to the bottom, found halfway, and put a line in there. So that's where the feet are going to be. So the body's going to be very small. And then just to put the body in, I'm just going to draw like a half an oval, like that. I'll zoom in a little bit. So that is the size of our character. We could figure out where the body's going to go. Maybe he's got very short legs, so the bottom's there, and that's where the legs are. Some of these lines. And for the arms, we could just draw, I'm just going to draw shapes here. And because this is so small, we're not really going to do the skeleton too much. So just thick, rounded arms. Now that is a very good basis to draw lots of different characters. So we'll just break down the face a little bit as well. We'll draw a line right down the middle of the face. And because we're doing a chibi character, they usually have sort of baby features where their face is more down the bottom. They've got a big head at the top. So instead of drawing a line through the middle, we're going to do it a bit lower. This is where the eyes are going to go. And you can draw those in as well, just a circle for now. Now that is our basic model. We can do whatever we want to this and turn it into a hippo, person, an old lady, a young boy, a bee, anything. So let's try and let's have a look at what people have written on the thing. We've got caveman, we've got Nathaniel, we've got superhero. Short. I like mangoes, says Igor. Anyway, we could turn this into, I'm just looking what's in front of me. I've got this little Sebastian from The Little Mermaid, little cutie little Sebastian thing. So why don't we turn this into a Sebastian, a little crab man. So eyes, got a big head. He's going to need crab pincers and maybe crab legs. So I might just rub out the legs because I don't want them to be big and thick like that. I want him to have at least 4 legs. He should have 6. I'm going to keep the bottom bit in the middle, base of the belly. And then just doing slightly curved cones or triangles. I'm going to add in his feet. Kai, if you've got another idea, then sure, go ahead. You can draw whatever you want. This is just for those who are not into drawing a crab man, or who are a little bit more ahead and want to do their own thing. Then yeah, draw your own thing. So there we go. I've got 4 little legs. It could be little crab legs. You could draw Agent P if you wanted. You can still watch that show. Phineas and Ferb, is that still on? So I'm not necessarily going to do Sebastian. I'm just going to draw a crab. So I want him to have one big claw. So I'm going to draw sort of a bigger curve, make this hand a bit bigger. And that's a little claw bit. And then I'm going to rub out the bit in the middle. So we're doing character design. That means we're picking a theme and then we're designing a character on that theme. So we've chosen, well, I've chosen crab. So a good thing to do would be to look on Google and type in crab. So you can see what crabs look like. You might know what a crab looks like, but it's always good to have reference. or if you've got some books at home that have pictures of crabs in them, use those. This this claw, I'm going to make it a smaller one. So I'm just going to do a little claw on this one, like that. So we've got a big claw and a little claw. Sometimes crabs have big and small claws. Sometimes they're the same size. And so I was just reading the messages. So crabs usually have their eyes on stalks, not like Sebastian, who has these giant eyes. You could do just big eyes on there. I'll think about Mr. Krabs, who has his 2 big eyes and stalks. So we could use these as the holes that his eye stalks come out of. So we could sort of draw and give him big eyes. Maybe big eyes up here. That circles the eye, and this is the stalk coming down. So let me rub out some of those lines so it doesn't confuse you. Okay. So this is the eye up here. And that's the pupil. Is everyone following that one? It's a bit weird. It's a bit, bit odd thing to be drawing. Try not to go too fast. So I'm going to draw the other eye in. Rub it out on the inside, and then join the stalk, or join that up to the bottom circle with the stalk, and then rub out some of those inside lines. And draw his pupil on. And then, you can put a little mouth in. Let's give him a little smiley mouth, a little happy crab man. And just to make the face a bit more interesting, we could just add a bit of shape, maybe give him some cheeks, like that. Rub out that little bit of head there. Looks like a little cute crab man thing. Boy, I don't know. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. It's just a crab with the top of his head up there. So that was a little simple thing. Aslan, that's pretty good. You could add more details. You could add like the shell armor on him, or you could give him a little t-shirt. You could have a little shirt on, a little stripy shirt, so he's not naked. Shove it in a little bit. You could draw a little shovel in his hand, like he's at the beach. Give him a hat, a little bow, something like that if it's a girl. But can have a bow if it's a boy as well. So we drew that from the basis of the big head, the small body, like that, and just some bean-shaped arms. We had the eyes as well, didn't we? So we're using this as the basis shape, and we created that from it. So why don't we do something else? Why don't we draw a person based on this shape? Kai, what did you end up drawing? Did you do the shape? Ooh. You always draw really creepy stuff, Kai. Oh, Spider-Man 2, Riley, thanks. Good job, Kai. You creeped me out once again. Audrey, what do you got there? Oh, like a little bunny. That's cool. I like that. That's great. And Zeke, it's a little blurry, but I can make out the crab. That's good. All right. So let's do another one. Draw another one of these. We'll draw a big circle for a head if you've got space next to it, or get a new piece of paper. Draw a line down, find the base, draw a little semi-oval for the body, find the bottom of the belly, draw your legs in, get your arms in. Let's see. Once everyone's done that, we'll draw another. We're going to draw a person. Actually, you can draw whatever person you want. It could be a child, it could be an adult, it could be an old person, it could be a baby. It could just be a type of person, like it could be a footballer, it could be an adventurer, something like that. It could be a Viking. But just try and think of what they might look like, or how their proportions might go, and even their costume. Again, it's really good to look at reference, but you don't necessarily have to. You could just do it from your memory. It does help to have reference though. So I might do a young girl, maybe with a little fringe coming down like this. Give her some eyelashes. Maybe she looks like a little doll. Make her hair. I might give her little pigtails. Right. Little smile. She could have little shorts on. Little sneakers. The legs and the feet are going to be very tiny. But... So I've done that very rough and very loose. And what I can do is come back and start pressing a little bit harder, or thickening up the lines, which is going to make it look darker. Give it a little ear as well. It's like a little doll. So I'm just pressing a little bit harder to get the darker shade. Draw a little highlight in her eye. Just need to sharpen my pencil. Okay, how are we going? Has anyone got anything done? Oh, Hayden's done a cute little baby. A baby in the bed there. Hayden, were you in the last class earlier? Oh, you look like Emily Brown that we had in the last class. iPhone, that's a great name. Was that a rabbit? Looks like a little rabbit you did. It was cool. A big polka. Where are you, Igor? Igor, where's your camera? I'm trying to see. Audrey, is that another little furry creature? Looks like it's got a little bunny nose. Don't know where Igor is. I'm trying to find. Oh, Audrey, I know what it is. She's got that. I can't think of what it is in the mouth. It's an anime thing. Is that a farmer, Zeke? Yeah, cool. Okay. And MD Cam Razaman Howlatter. Okay. Shafif. That's good too. Riley, that's cool. I like that. I like you've colored it in. And Jensen. I don't know what that is, but it looks like, has it got a helmet above it? Is that what I saw before, I think? Something floating above it. Is it someone's soul coming out of their body? Kai. That's actually really good. I like that. So creepy. I want to see some of your finished art, Kai. Like colored up and all inked up and stuff. That'd look really cool, I think. Have you got any stuff like that online anywhere, Kai? No? Maybe you should start an Instagram. Talk to Audrey. She's all over that. Nice Goku. Aslan, very good. All right, so what we got? What is that, Kai, that's being shown behind you? Is that a ribbon wrapped around the guy at the bottom? Oh yeah, I did something similar to that guy. I had this. There was a girl with all these ribbons. Multiple ribbons came out like tentacles. That's cool. So many creepy things. Do you watch a lot of horror movies, Kai? What's wrong with you? Wow, they're great. It's really cool. Okay, I'm not going to finish mine. I'm going to move on. They're really cool, Kai. Manraj, have you got a question there? Before we move on? What are you showing me? Move it to your left a little bit. It looks like a clown. It's hard to tell. It's like it's a crying clown. Looks good though. Kai, is that an axolotl girl? Sitting in a pail of water? Nice. That's really cool. Okay, we're going to move on. Got one more question from Rosheng. You got a question there, or are you just showing me? It's a man in a hat. Cool. That's pretty good. All right. I'll put your hand up. Okay, so let's move on. We've done the little chibi one. Now, think about a character that you'd like to draw. Not one that already exists. I want you to make up one. But think about what kind of characters. What do they do? Are they an astronaut? Are they a creature, a monster? Are they an animal? And even if they are an animal or a creature, like, are they nice? Do they have a job? You know, what do they do? What kind of oh, my phone's going out again. What kind of job do they have, or what hobbies do they have? Think of those kind of things, and then think about what they might look like and what their skeleton's like. Do they have a normal sort of human kind of proportions? You don't have to draw them standing front on, but that's sort of the easiest to do. Do they have normal human proportions? Are they bigger? You could even start with shapes. Actually, something we should do actually is just with the pencil, really tiny. Just think, I'm going to zoom right in so you can see this. So that's going to be the head of my character. Look how small it is to my finger. It's tiny. This is a good little exercise. Think about drawing a human. Okay, so we're just going to draw normal proportions. Everyone do this. Human proportions. There's some of the legs, stuff, things like that, right? Everyone knows what a person looks like. Doesn't have to be perfect, but there's a little person. Easy to do. Bella, I'll get to your question in a second. But then think about, okay, what would, if I want to do, say, a person that's turning into a werewolf. Think about, okay, let's draw a wolf. a normal wolf. Ears, sort of dog-shaped. Speaking of that, I can hear my dog walking outside. Bushy tail. And some legs coming down like that. So we have a wolf and we have a person. Now, what if we drew a werewolf? So we've got to keep some of those, like the bent leg, a tail, face, but then also human proportions. So we're just still scribbling. It's good to do this with an ink pen or a biro. So I'm just thinking about the wolf shapes, about the human shapes. There's the wolf ears, maybe the nose coming out a bit there. Even some big arms and claws. I want to have those sort of bent animal legs and feet, more claws. So we've just done these tiny little shapes, but if we take that shape and then try and make it bigger, sorry about this one I was doing, that's going to help us with what the character is going to look like when it's bigger. So we can look at this one, the shapes. I can sort of see this sort of big body in there. I know we're not drawing skeleton right now, but you can add the skeleton to this later. So I've got the body shape. I'll do the, so the head was up here with the nose out, and I can push it a bit further, maybe make the ears really pointy. And I'm still just scribbling. I'm not drawing anything anatomically correct. Big shoulders. See how scribbly I'm being? Might make the arms bigger. Maybe give him big muscles. And then claws. Like that. This out a bit. And then sort of the big feet. So see how I sort of just figured out what I wanted to draw in the tiny version. And then I've roughed it out in the big version. And then I can use this big roughed out drawing to draw a nice clean version. So you could do that with the character you want to draw. So think of, say, I've got this little Lego man. So that's why I said astronaut before I saw this guy. So you could think of like a little astronaut. So he's got his little space helmet. That's his space inside. Think of very simple little astronaut floating in space, little cord to the spaceship. But then how could you make that interesting? Make the shapes a bit more interesting and not normal. Maybe he's only got half a helmet, so his head pops out the top. Maybe his suit's really big and complicated and he's got lots of antennas and wires and tubes and things sticking out everywhere. Maybe he's got just one normal human arm and the other one is just a big robot crane kind of claw, something like that. So I'm just scribbling it out, thinking what might work, what might look cool. He might have very skinny legs, but then big boots like that. So I've just come up with this sort of character from just a normal astronaut, big guy, and then I could try and design that guy as a full drawing. So that's something might be good for you guys to try. So think about a character, think about what they do, what kind of things are they good guys, are they bad guys, are they heroes, are they villains? Are they just a regular guy? Are they, what kind of things do they wear that might change the shape? So doing these little ink or pencil sketches, little thumbnail sketches they're called, or if you're doing it with a Sharpie or something like that, they're like little ink dots. So you sort of just scribble out with I don't know what I'm drawing here. Just let the pen grow and the creature grow with it. ink dots or thumbnails to think of a character and what it might develop into. Sorry for making you wait for so long, Bella. You got a question? Or have you forgotten it by now?
Do we need to draw all of that? And doesn't matter if we color it or not?
It does not matter if you color it. You don't have to draw all that. That's just me explaining stuff. But you might want to draw it to help you. Yeah, when you come out with ideas later on, Kai, that's pretty cool. It might help you. It might be something you can do later on to come up with ideas for characters and things like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue on. I'm going to leave this one here. I'm going to continue on designing this guy, this little astronaut guy or girl. I don't know what they're going to be yet, but I'm just going to look at those shapes. So like the shape of the body. You can all do this with me if you want, or if you want to do your own, that's fine too. But if you haven't got any ideas, then just sort of draw along with me. So that's the body there. Riley, that's cool. Is that like a drink bottle guy? It's a bit hard to tell because of the background. Tobias, I got your message there, but I was in the middle of talking about glasses. Glasses, you're best off drawing the face so you know where the eyes are before you then draw the glasses on. And you want to make sure that usually the frame of the glasses fits over the eye. You can see that there. So wherever the eyes are, you want to make sure that there's a bridge over the nose, if you're drawing a human character, that is, and that they fit around the eyes, and then the arms are going back so you can't see it. So if you're drawing something in 3/4, sort of like this, where the nose is coming out and the eyes are here, you want to get that frame in. They're not, like start off sort of squarish because you can always round them out later. And that bit comes back there, goes behind the ear. Does that help, Tobias? Okay, so back to this guy. So I'm thinking about the dome and that maybe it comes down at the front. I like the idea of just having a little bit of the head. So maybe the head's right down here. In the back of the dome, sort of there. Put a bit of ledge on there. Okay. And then as the body comes down, you sort of reach where the legs come out. I'm going to make that really skinny. So I'm still just messing around with shapes and design elements. Is that a minion, Riley? You're saying banana? There we go. Okay, I got it. So yeah, I mean, this might not even be a human. It could be an alien. The head's really low because they've got, you know, eyes on stalks or something like that. Up high. There's this sort of fishy lips of a weird alien in there. Gonna have that big arm on one side, like I have in the little sketch. Big, thick arm. Maybe just little fingers sticking out. And then he's going to have big feet, big boots. Actually, I'm going to make his body and legs even smaller because the smaller the legs are, the bigger the boots are going to look and feel. So I'm going to make his legs really thin. Then get his big boots. Roughly the same size. Okay. And then on this side is where he's got that crane kind of robot-y arm. So this is where I need to look at reference. And I don't have much room either. So look at reference of actual cranes or those skill tester machines with the claws coming down, like the little aliens from Toy Story. So the claw that comes in and grabs them. Just looking at some images of cranes. Some interesting little ones there. Oh. Could even have like a hook hanging down like that. With a big hook. There we go. And what else do you have? Oh, I had antennas and maybe he's got like backbone. Antennas and nodules and things sticking up at the back here. Maybe like a little satellite dish. And then because we've got those basic shapes, we can start adding detail. Maybe he's got like tread on the bottom of his boots. Bit of texture. Oh, sorry, that was off the page. Like out of camera. Oh, I said pipes as well too. Maybe he's got like pipe hanging out, like a breathing pipe sticking out the front there. And like best thing to do would be look at astronaut suits, space suits. That's pretty cool, Riley. Big stone man with a tree growing up. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, look at reference to different space suits that are real ones that human astronauts wear, or ones from TV shows and cartoony ones, things like that. You could have little gauge on his arm to show him how much oxygen he's got left, or power and stuff like that, or a communicator. Have other little buttons and things on his suit. Make it look a bit designy. Bring some weird shapes in there. Roshan, have you got a question? Can I unmute? Nope. Okay, going again. I just want to show. I can't say that's really blurry. Is it got 3 heads? It looks like it's got 3 heads. Or is it skeleton leg? Is there a scythe like death? A bit hard to see. Oh, he's got his arms out. I see. Kind of like coming at you. All right. Well, that's a little alien thing design. I'll give him some pointy ears. I gave him some clips on his boots. Hayden, that is a nice duck, I'm guessing. Thumbs up duck. Well, there you go. So there's a little alien crane guy. So, again, thinking of characters to design. I'm just going to draw over this side now. Oh, show me that again, Alex. I just missed it. I looked as you took it away. That's cool. Is it like a, looks like a cowboy, but a punk as well? Interesting. With a peg leg? Was it a peg leg? He's got a skinny leg. Okay. Okay. Nice alien, Zeke. Yeah, good job. Ah, Shafir, that's really good too. Unless it's your brother. But yeah, that's cool. Alien. All right. Jensen, I like that too. Very good. Gabby, you tiny little man. I can't see what it turned into. Pull out more. Zoom out, Gabby. Is it Spider-Man? Your fingers over it. It's hard to tell. Okay. Let's just see if on the other page is anything else. Oh, Audrey, that's cool. Little elf guy. It looks a bit like the elves from Onward, Disney film Onward. Nidea, that's cool. So I'm just trying to see, it's a bit tiny on my screen. That looks cool. Nice, good job. Gabby, that's cool. Good alien, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna tell you all what to draw. We're gonna draw a pig, but I want you to give the pig a job. So you have to draw whether it's a lawyer pig or a garbage man pig or a farmer pig. Think about the shapes you could draw a pig. You could use the little chibi shape that we were using before, this shape, or you could come up with something else. And think about a pig working at KFC. All right, Alex, you can do that. Think about what the pig's job might be and draw its uniform, or like if the pig is a delivery man, like a courier, maybe he's really thin and skinny because he's always running around. Maybe if he just stays at home, doesn't have a job, maybe he stays at home and he just eats chips and snacks all day and he's really fat, to draw a really fat pig. Or if the pig could be a physical trainer, so he's a very muscular pig. So think about different things like that and think about what shapes would help you show that kind of occupation for the pig. You can draw Spider Ham. I've got a Spider Ham right here. There you go. There's Spider Ham. Actually, I have got two. There's that Spider Ham, that's a pop vinyl. And then there's this Spider Ham. What is that, Kai? Is that a soldier of some sort? There's a gun. Is that a beak or is it an insect face? It looks cool though. But it's not a pig, Kai. Someone in the chat, give me a occupation and I'll draw a pig in whatever occupation comes up first. Gabby, janitor pig, is that what you're suggesting for me? I thought that was your suggestion. Pig, that's a janitor. See if anything else comes up. Gold trader. Okay. A pig at a bacon shop. Is there such thing as a bacon shop? You mean a butcher? Teacher pig. All right. A spider pig. Actually, spider pig would be funny. Not actually like Spider Ham. Not Spider Pig from The Simpsons, but what if it was a pig that had 8 legs and yeah, scary spider body. A demon pig. All right. So while everyone's working on theirs, because we've only got a few minutes left actually. I think we've got 7:15. We've got 5 minutes left. So we've got 5 minutes to do your pig. Audrey, you always, instead of Peppa Pig, it looks like a Hello Kitty kind of pig, Audrey. That's pretty good. Aslan, where's your pig? Are you showing me a pig? Oh, there's a pig sitting on the couch. Is he eating popcorn? KFC pig, nice. Pig with a takeaway. Yep, I see that one. Let's see if there's any other page. No, okay. So I'm going to draw I'll draw a janitor pig because that was the first one. So he's going to be sort of bean shaped. See how I'm being really sketchy to get the shapes in first. Maybe he's tired of all the mess that the kids are making. Giving big bushy eyebrows, maybe a mustache. Do the janitors at your schools have mustaches? Do you even see the janitors at your schools? Little hat. Doing some overalls and a mop. A little piggy bottom, curly tail. There's my janitor pig. Aslan, that's a cool pig. I like that. I like the mouth. It's weird. Jensen, I can't see. Is it? I can't see what kind of pig that is. Hulk pig? Riley, is that a Hulk pig? Hayden, is that a pig at a butcher chopping up another pig? Okay. Zeke is a lawyer pig. Okay, he's got a hat and a suit on. Nice. Good job. Manraj. It's a pig with a dirt bike, motorcycle. That's a nice pig. I like that pig actually. Aslan, she drew a big pig. That's a good pig. Bella, that's the cutest pig I've ever seen. Bye. See ya. Bye, pig. He's leaving. It's not time to go yet, though. We've got 2 minutes. So there's my janitor pig. I'm going to try and do another one. What was the other one? Filch's twin. Janitor pig. A gold trader pig. Gold trader. Just wearing a suit, right? Like a Wall Street pig on his phone. Buy, sell. I think he's going to be grumpy because he's always yelling at his phone. Rawr. And he's going to have a comb over, as you're seeing. He's going to be yelling at his mobile phone, recording it with this little trotters. He's talking to his mum, though. He's just yelling. Rawr! But he's going to be wearing a suit. That tie. There we go. He's cranky because he's a businessman yelling in the phone. Pig at a bacon shop is the next one. All right, we've got 1 minute left. Does everyone finish their pigs? What is that one, Gabby? Computer. I can't see what he's saying. Saying oink, I'm guessing, and then I can't see what the other one is. A servant pig, like a butler. Gabby, that's a funny one too. Nice swirls on that pig. Is that something in a blender, Alex? Okay. A news pig on video. Nice. Risheng, you've got a question? Sorry, I just saw you there. Let me show you. Do you want to hold it closer? It's very small on my screen, that's all. He's got a hat on. I can't see what he is. Hold it even closer to the camera. Other way. There you go. Oh, he's got a pipe Is he like a Sherlock Holmes kind of thing? That looks cool though. Shafir, that's a nice pig. There's some really cool pigs. All right. We are out of time. I'm looking at everyone else's iPhone. Hayat, Aslan, one's cool. Yeah, nice, good work. So
That's it, everyone. I think we're running out of time. So
we are out of time.
yeah, if possible, can you take a photo of your work and send it to Brilliant Kids? You're gonna put it into an online gallery to do a pig demonstration.
Yeah, they're great.
That's gonna be fun.
Okay,
Okay, that's it, everyone. I'm gonna unmute everyone to say goodbye to Mr. Evan.
corrupted pig.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for the class. It was amazing.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.